Over 2,000 years ago, in the Gospel of Matthew goes a well-known story. A story about a bright star that appeared in the eastern sky that guided the Magi, or wise men, to Jerusalem. And after conversing with King Herod of Judea, the men found newborn baby Jesus in the little town of Bethlehem. Christians call the star the Christmas star, which is also known as the Star of Bethlehem. But what was the Star of Bethlehem? For many centuries, astronomers and scholars have speculated about the identity of the enigmatic star, not just from a religious or historical perspective, but from a scientific one too. Many theories have been proposed, and a fascinating range of suggested solutions is available. The year of Jesus' birth is uncertain, but it is said to have occurred around 6 BC and 4 BC. German astronomer Johannes Kepler believed that the star might be a conjunction or an alignment of bright planets. They aligned so close together in Earth's night sky that they almost looked like a single object. Early in 6 BC, a triple alignment in which Mars, Jupiter and Saturn stood at the points of a triangle has often been mentioned as a possible explanation of the star. Several years later, on the 17th of June 2 BC, the bright planets Venus and Jupiter would have appeared to observers in Babylon to have merged just before setting in the general direction of Bethlehem to the west. That prompted some to label the site a Christmas star. This could potentially explain the Star of Bethlehem, but of course, not everyone agrees with the idea. In the Bible, it describes that the wise men saw the new star as a sign of the birth of the King of Jews, so they set out to Bethlehem to worship him. Many theologians believe that the Magi were astrologers, whose studies had foretold a great happening heralded by an unusual celestial event in the east. This prompted them that some science-backed explanation could explain that the Star of Bethlehem could be a real celestial event. Some interested astronomers put forward a theory that the Star of Bethlehem was a comet passing near Earth. When heated by the sun, this icy body can often shine brightly when it reaches into the inner solar system, and sometimes be visible in the sky for weeks or months at a time. Sure enough, in the year 5 BC, Chinese astronomers noted the appearance of a broom star that many researchers have interpreted as a comet. So, could a comet have been the Star of Bethlehem? There's no way to rule it out, but there's also one obvious reason to doubt it. In the ancient world, people saw comets as an evil omen, a symbol of impending doom, that bad things were about to happen. So, if a comet suddenly appeared and shone brightly in the night sky, it's hard to imagine that the wise men would interpret it as a sign that the Savior had finally been born. In the past, various attempts had been made by other scientists to identify the star with Halley's Comet. For although it was indeed the brightest at the latitude of Bethlehem, it seems unlikely that they followed a comet because this particular comet arrived in 11 BC, which was 4 years too early. There are other theories that suggest a supernova, the explosive death of a star that increases its brightness for days, weeks, or months could explain the Star of Bethlehem. But astronomers have found nothing that might date back to this time. In fact, the only supernova observable from Earth during the time of Christ's birth occurred in the year 185 AD and was recorded by Chinese astronomers. Many enthusiastic astronomers have pointed to other celestial positions occurring around the time of Christ's birth, implying that the star was not a single celestial event. Instead, the Magi may have seen signs and predicted the birth of a new king due to the cumulative effect of years of these astronomical events. Although scientists have ruled out several possibilities, we may never know for sure what the Star of Bethlehem was or if it even really happened. The truth is, none of these events match up perfectly with the description of how things played out in the book of Matthew. We'll likely never know what really inspired the biblical story. But for whatever it is a question that comes up year after year, and it will continue to be a case of interest for scientists and historians alike for many years to come. As Christmas Day is coming, fortunately we'll get the chance to see our own Christmas star. In days to come, we can decide for ourselves what it means to us. We hope it brings peace, joy, and love.